Hi mga kawawmat, in this video, we will discuss estimating the square root of a number. So our objectives: estimate the square root of a number to the nearest hundreds, and we will illustrate and graph the approximate location of irrational numbers on the number line. So first, you should have watched the previous video regarding finding the principal root of irrational numbers. So, dapat napanood natin yung previous video bago ito para malaman natin kung ano o paano yung pagkuha ng dalawang consecutive integer if the given square root is irrational. Okay? So, you should have watched first yung video natin about principal roots of irrational number, yung finding two consecutive integers before you watch this video. Okay. So, in finding the estimated root of irrational numbers, you should have looked for the two perfect squares where this square root lies in between them. Okay? So, in finding the square root of a number, let's say I have 2 and then we will get its square root. We need to kunin natin yung dalawang perfect squares na kung saan nasa gitna yung square root of 2. So, nasa gitna siya ni square root of 1 at ni square root of 4. Okay? So, yun ang ilalagay natin dyan. So, dapat alam natin ang pagkuha niyan. So, therefore, what two consecutive integers where square root of 2 lie? Saan siya napapagitna? Anong two consecutive integer? So, kukunin natin yung square root ni 1 at ni square root of 4. So, therefore, we will have square root of 2 is greater than 1 but less than 2. So, 1 is the square root of 1, 2 is the square root of 4. Okay. Now, how are we going to estimate the root of irrational numbers? Since the square root of 2, the root of square root of 2 is irrational. So, paano natin kukunin yung estimated o approximation ng value or root ng square root of 2? So, para mas mabilis, tandaan ito. If square root of 2 is closer to square root of 1, then we will add 0.10 to 0.40. Okay, so mag-add tayo ng 1.10, hanggang 1.40. Now, but if square root of 2 is closer to square root of 4, then we will add 1.50 to 1.90. So, yan yung range na i-add natin. Okay? So, ito yung para mas mabilis tayong makapag-estimate. So, kung mas malapit siya dito, halimbawa, mas malapit si square root of 2 kay 4, diretso na kagad tayong mag-add from 0.50 to 0.90. So, magiging 1.50 to 1.90. Laktawan na natin ito kasi mas malapit siya dito. Okay? So, ito yung mas mabilis na paraan. Okay? Now, so, saan mas malapit si square root of 2? Sa square root of 1 ba o sa square root of 4? Okay, it's very obvious, di ba? Halos tabi lang sila ni square root of 1. So, dito siya mas malapit. So, therefore, ang i-add natin dito sa 1 ay, dito lang siya maglalaro. So, from 1.10 to 1.40. So, ito lang po yung mga gagamitin nating estimated values. Okay? Hindi na tayo makakarating dito kasi magiging more than 2 siya. Okay? So, dito lang po ang range natin. Now, so let us start. So, we will have x and then i-square natin yan. Ang target natin should be 2. Okay? So, let's start with 1.40. Diretso na tayo dun sa pinakadulo, sa pinakamataas kasi almost close siya sa 2 eh. Almost close siya dun sa 1. So, ibig sabihin, dun na tayo agad sa 0.40. So, magdadagdag tayo ng 0.40 dun sa 1. So, 1.40. Pag ini-square natin, we will get the square of 1.40. So, kung mare-recall nyo yung operations on decimals, so alam natin kung paano mag-multiply ng decimals. 1.40 times 1.40. So, ang magiging result niya ay 1.96. And as you can see, 1.96 is still less than 2. Okay, so anong gagawin natin? Since 1.96 kulang pa, dapat ang target natin is 2. So, let us try 1.41. Okay, so taas natin ng konti. So, square natin si 1.41. pag minultiply natin to by itself, the result or the product will be 1.9881. And that is still less than 2. Okay, so let us try 1.42. So if we will be squaring 1.42, then we will have 2.0164. And as you can see, this is already a little more than 2. Tumaas na siya. So ibig sabihin, dito lang tayo. Okay, so balik tayo sa 1.41. Okay po. So, ganun po ang gagawin. 1.40, tumaas na siya, ang target lang natin is 2. So, balik tayo dito. Ngayon, ang gagawin natin, from 1.41, magdadagdag naman tayo dito nung pang thousands place. So, ones, tens, hundred, thousands. So, yung pang thousands place. So, mag-a-add tayo ng 1.411, 1.412, 1.413. Pero since malapit na siya, nasa 9 na siya, ibig sabihin, itry natin ang 1.414 na agad. Huwag na tayong dumaan dun sa 411, 412, 413. So, diretso na tayo sa 1.414. And, kasi malapit na siya, and if we will be squaring 1.414, the result is 1.999396, and this is very close to 2. Okay. Now, sige, for us to check, let us try muna yung 1.415. So, tinaas ko ng konti. Let us get the square of 1.415, and that is 2.002225. So, as you can see, it is a little more than 2. So, ibig sabihin, ito na tayo. This is the estimated root of irrational number. So, dito tayo pupunta. Okay? So, we have the approximate value of square root of 2 is 1.414, ... Now, if we will be rounding this off to the nearest hundred, so hundreds lang tayo, ones, tens, hundreds, so hanggang dito lang po. Okay? So, since this is 4, so we will not add 1 here. So, the approximate value of square root of 2 to the nearest hundred is 1.41. So, kukunin lang natin yung hundreds place. Okay, so, we have now the approximate value of 1.41. So, therefore, let's approximate the location of square root of 2 on the number line. Okay, so paano natin kukunin ang location o paano natin ipa-plot ang square root of 2 sa number line? So let's have this. Balikan natin yung given natin kanina. Square root of 2 lies between 1 and 2. So ibig sabihin, ang graph niya ay makikita natin in between 1 and 2. Okay? So, dito natin siya makikita. Now, since our given is 1.4, so malapit siya sa 1.5, no? Kung ito ay 1.5 yung gitna, therefore, dito siya, usog tayo konti. This is your 1.4. This is your 1.5, the middle. So, this is your 1.4. We will just move a little. So, this is your 1.4. Ibig sabihin dyan ang plot niya. Okay? And this is the plot or the graph of square root of 2. Let's have another example. So, let us find the estimated root of 15. So, we will get the square root of 15. So, again, saang perfect square siya? Pagitan. So, nasa gitna siya ni square root of 9 and square root of 16. So, kukunin natin si square root of 9 and square root of 16. Now, we will be getting the square root of 9 and square root of 16, which is 3 and 4. So, yun ang gagamitin natin. Okay. Now, again, tandaan that if square root of 15 is closer to 9, ito po ang i-add natin. Diyan tayo magre-range. And then, if square root of 15 is closer to square root of 16, then we will be adding 0.50 up to 0.90. So, since saan siya mas malapit, ang 50 natin sa 16. So, ang i-add natin dito ay 3.5 up to 3.90. Pero syempre, hindi mo yan itatry lahat. Siguro maglaro ka muna dito sa 3.8, tapos pag hindi pa rin, 3.9. Okay, since very close siya sa square root of 16. So, siguro, malayo pa siya pag ito ang ginamit mo. So, let us start with, sabihin nating 3.80. Okay? So, mag-start tayo sa 3.8. Okay. So, 3.8, pag in-square natin yan, the result is 14.44. And this is still far from 15. So, let us try 3.86. Gumit na tayo kasi halos kalahati pa siya, 44 pa lang siya. We are looking for 15. So, ang target natin is 15. So, since kalahati pa siya, talon tayo ng kalahati. Gawin natin siyang 3.86. Okay? So, mga talon tayo ng bandang kalahati. So, if we will be squaring 3.86, that is, okay, 14.8996. And this is still less than 15. So, anong gagawin natin? I-try natin ng 3.87. Okay? So, pag in-square natin si 3.87, we will have 14.9769, and this is still less than 15. But, as you can see, this is already 9. So, ibig sabihin, malapit na tayo. So, 14.9769 from 3.87, actually, malapit na siya kasi this is already 9. So, anong gagawin natin? Magdagdag na lang tayo dito. So, kunin natin yung thousands place niya. So, 3.872. Okay? Magdagdag na lang ako dito. Huwag na tayo mag 3.88. Bakit? Kasi this is already 9 na. So, dito na tayo magdagdag. Okay? Ibig sabihin, malapit na tayo from 3.87. So, mag-add na lang tayo ng thousands place niya. So, try natin ng 3.872. Okay? So, pag in-square natin yan, ang makukuha natin ay 14.992384. And this is very close to 15. Okay. Now, sige, itry natin ng isa pa. 3.873. So, ito parang checking to ha. Tingnan natin kung anong mas malapit, kung ito ba o ito. So, 3.873 squared, that is 15.000129. And this is a little more than 15. So, lumampas na tayo dito. So, ibig sabihin, balik tayo dito. This is your estimated root. Okay? So, therefore, the approximate value of square root of 15 is 3.872 ... Okay? And since we will only be getting the hundreds place, so kunin lang natin yung to the nearest hundreds. So, since 3.87, tingnan natin ito. Since 2 siya and it's not 5 and up, so, hindi na tayo mag-add 1 dito. So, kasi to the nearest hundreds lang. So, ones, tens, hundreds. Hanggang dito lang yung kukunin natin. So, 3.87. Okay, so this is approximately 3.87. Now, so how are we going to approximate the location of square root of 15 on the number line? So, kunin natin yung dalawang integers where square root of 15 lies between them. So, tingnan natin, nasa gitna siya ni square root of 3 and square root of 4. 3 and 4 rather. So, kasi nasa gitna siya ni square root of 9 and square root of 16. So, ibig sabihin, nasa gitna siya ni 3 and 4. So, dito dapat ang graph natin yan. Okay? So, if it's between 3 and 4, so balikan natin yung estimated root. So, this is 3.87. Okay. If this is 3.5, so we are just approximating ha, hindi ito yung exact. Okay? So, if this is 3.5, so kung ito ang 3.5 mo, ibig sabihin, ito ang 3.75. Okay? So, 3.8 siguro dito siya. Usog tayo konti. So, 3.8. Okay? Let us plot. Ayun po. Okay, so this is your 3.8 and this is the graph of square root of 15. Let's have another. So let us estimate the root of 60. So we will be getting its square root. Now, alamin muna natin kung saan siya naglalay. So square root of 60 is between square root of 49 and square root of 64. Okay, so we will be getting the square root of 49 and 64 and that is 7 and 8. So, kailangan kasi natin yon. Okay. Now, so tandaan ito, pag mas malapit ito sa 49, 0.10 to 0.40 ang i-add natin sa 7. Pag mas malapit naman ito sa 64, 0.50 na agad to 0.90. Huwag na nating daanan yung 0.10 to 40. Okay? So, saan siya mas malapit? Ito ay 49. So, 11 ang lamang niya, no? Dito naman 4 lang. So, ibig sabihin, mas malapit siya sa square root of 64. So, therefore, ang i-add lang natin sa kanya ay 0.50 to 0.90. So, dito siya maglalaro ng estimated value. Now, so, kaya importante na malaman natin kung saan siya mas malapit, kung saan siya mas closer. Kasi pag nalaman natin, hindi na natin kailangang mag-try ng 7.10 to 7.40. Dito na kagad. Okay? So, ito yung mga pwede nating itry. So, why don't we try? Sige, 7.80. Doon na tayo sa gitna kasi medyo malayo siya, no? Medyo siya, 60 to 64. Hindi kagaya kanina, 15, 16. So, dikit. Ito merong 4 na pagitan. So, mga gitna tayo. 7.80. Itry natin. So, 7.80. Okay. Okay. So, nag-exceed tayo. So, exceed to 60. So, therefore, babaan natin. Let's try 7.70. Okay? So, 7.70, let us square 7.70, and that is 59.29. So, malayo pa, no? Still far from 60. Bakit? Kasi 2 pa siya, oh. Okay, so talon tayo. Gawin natin mga kalahati. Siguro mga 7.74. Okay? Kasi malayo pa. This is just 2. So, 7.74, square natin siya. And then, we will have 59.9076. And this is very close to 60 kasi nag-9 na to. Okay. So, since yung 7.74, nagkaroon na tayo ng 59.9 halos. So, medyo malapit na siya sa 60. Let us try to add na ng yung thousands place. Okay? Kasi, wag na tayo mag-try ng 7.75 kasi this is already 9. So, kapag nag 7.75 ka pa, tataas siya. Okay? So, ito yung mga natin, palatandaan. Pag ito nag 9, ibig sabihin, okay ka na sa 7.74. Magdadagdag ka na lang ng thousands place. Okay? So, 7.745. I-try na natin agad yung 5. So, that is 59.985025. And this is very close to 60. Okay, for us to check, itry natin ang 7.746 para malaman natin which one is closer. So, 7.746 and that is 60.000516 and this is more than 60. So, tumaas na siya sa 746. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung pinaka malapit. Okay? So, we will be getting 7.745. Okay, so therefore, the approximate value of square root of 60 is 7.745 ... So therefore, since we will be getting the approximate value to the nearest 100, so hanggang dito lang dapat. Ito yung hundreds place natin. So, ones, tens, hundreds. Now, since this is 5, so mag-a-add tayo ng 1. Okay, so magiging 7.75. Okay. So, let us approximate the location of square root of 60 on the number line. And that is, kunin natin yung 2 consecutive integers niya, kung saan siya gitna, para malaman natin kung saan natin siya ipa-plot. So, square root of 60 is between square root of 49 and square root of 64. So, 7 and 8 yon. Okay, so the square root of 49 is 7. And the square root of 64 is 8. So, nasa gitna siya, or square root of 60 is between 7 and 8. So, therefore, dito ang graph niya. Okay? So, let's try to graph square root of 60. So, again, this is just approximation, estimation. So, hindi ito yung exact na graph niya. So, we are just approximating kung sang part siya ng number line. So, since nasa gitna siya ni 7 at 8, as 7.75 ang ating estimated root. So, ito ay 7.5, right? Yung kalahati. This is 7.25. So, 7.25, 7.50. So, therefore, this is 7.75, 3/4. Okay? So, dyan ang point natin. Okay, so 7.75, dito po siya. So, therefore, this is the graph of square root of 60.